If you have an iPhone with an action button, you can turn it into a customizable share sheet. One press and hold can bring up your favorite shortcuts, like searching messages, adding a task, opening ChatGPT, or even toggling silent mode. And that's just one of the tips in this video. You can also turn reminders into real alarms, use your AirPods as a camera remote, highlight specific lines when sharing links, and even fix Apple's frustrating messages search. So these are 10 iPhone tips and tricks that will actually make your iPhone smarter than ever before. Not sure if you knew this, but it is 2026 and we can finally change the snooze duration for alarms. That's right, you're no longer limited to 9 minutes and 9 minutes only. You can actually choose anywhere from 1 to 15 minutes now by simply tapping snooze duration the next time you create an alarm. If you're someone who creates thousands of alarms, maybe 15 minutes apart, you no longer have to do that. Just keep tapping snooze if you set it to that 15-minute duration. And while we're on the topic of alerts, if you set a reminder that needs something more attention-grabbing, you can now put an actual alarm on a reminder in iOS 26. So just go into Reminders, create one, and then tap the eye or information icon. And under Date and Time, you'll see a new urgent option. Go ahead and toggle that on, and it will now set an alarm for whatever time that you decide to choose. Now, one thing to note, it will play on whatever device your Find My location is set to, so make sure that's correct. Mine is not, which is why you see Dan's iPad. I really hope Apple will eventually let us choose the device manually, but this is already a huge upgrade for those who want that extra, reminder boost with an alarm. If your battery life is struggling, head into Settings, then Battery, and turn on Adaptive Power Mode. It learns your usage habits and adjusts performance in the background to stretch battery life throughout the day. And if things are getting really rough, you can actually turn off background app refresh, which could probably eat up a little bit of battery here. And so you can turn it off for specific apps, or you can set it to Wi-Fi only, or disable it entirely. Some small changes here can really make a big difference in your battery. Now, if your Messages app is blowing up or your security camera keeps sending motion alerts, like mine keeps doing, you don't have to turn off notifications for that app entirely. Just swipe on the notification, tap Options, and you can mute it for either 1 hour or the entire day, or if you don't need notifications for that app entirely, you could just turn it off. If you hate the new full screen screenshot preview in iOS 26 and you just want the classic thumbnails back, you can actually go back to it. Just go to Settings, General, Screen Capture, and toggle off full screen preview. You still get markup and visual lookup by just tapping the thumbnail, and then you can long press to share it instantly. And here's a bonus tip. If you take screenshots while connected to CarPlay, you might notice that it captures the CarPlay screen as well. You don't always need that, if ever. I don't, so you can actually go ahead and in that same menu option here, you'll see CarPlay screenshots. Just go ahead and toggle that off entirely. Another quick bonus tip, if you just got an iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, check out channel sponsor Dbrand's new Ghost Case 2.0. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. If you've ever wanted to send someone a link to an article, but make them focus on one specific sentence, you can now highlight text and choose Copy Link with Highlight. When they open the link, it will actually jump directly to that highlighted section. If you send it in the Messages app, it'll actually show you the preview of that highlighted section. This is insanely useful for sharing research. Maybe you have a specific piece of an article that you want to send or whatever, or you're proving a point to somebody, you can go ahead and have the reference backed up with it. If you listen to podcasts at 1.5 or maybe 2 times the speed, but just for a very specific show, maybe one just kind of goes really slow. Maybe it's me on the MacRumors Show podcast, which by the way, you can check out. I'll leave it linked in the description. But if you go to the show's homepage, tap on the ellipsis in the top right corner, tap Settings, scroll, and speed adjustments is all the way down at the bottom here, and you can actually choose to customize for that specific show. Now, each podcast can have its own speed setting. Did you know your AirPods can act as a camera shutter? If you go into your AirPod settings under the Settings menu, scroll down to Camera Control, and toggle on Camera Remote. You can now take photos or even start and stop video recording by just a simple press or a press and hold. But do know that if you use the press and hold option, listening mode and Siri gestures won't work while you're shooting. But this is perfect for group photos or even a, setup with your tripod like what I have here. Now, this next one is a game changer. Finding a specific word or message in the Messages app can be nearly impossible sometimes. There's a shortcut that you can add that will completely fix this. And don't freak out. I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can just go ahead and download the shortcut. It'll all be ready to be made for you. But when you activate it, you simply type in the word that you're searching for, and it instantly pulls up every conversation that includes it. And then once you find what you need to, you can go ahead and tap on that message, and it'll take you right to that exact moment in the Messages app. I know that you can search inside of the Messages app, but I feel like Apple's is just declining. I can barely find the things that I need these days, and this one is nearly 100% accurate. Huge shout out to Steven Robles for sharing this one on Twitter. I came across it the other day. If you want to get into shortcuts more, he has an excellent channel that does a lot of great shortcuts content, so highly recommend checking that out. And speaking of shortcuts, if you have an iPhone with the action button, you should be absolutely using it for more than just silent mode or whatever the options that Apple has, and you should use it with shortcuts. So go into the Shortcuts app, create a folder, name it something like Action Button, and add your favorite shortcuts to it. Then go to Settings, Action Button, choose Shortcuts, and select that folder. Now, every time you press and hold the Action Button, you get sort of like a share sheet option with a bunch of the included shortcuts. So for me, I have that Messages shortcut that I was talking about, adding a task in Todoist, opening up ChatGPT, or just getting your silent mode option back here if you want to, and you can add in whatever you need. So those are the 10 iPhone tips and tricks that I think will genuinely make your phone more powerful in 2026. Some of these are small quality of life upgrades and improvements, but when you stack them together, your iPhone just feels smarter and more tailored to you. But let me know in the comments down below what tip you might have, and maybe I'll include it in the next video. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this in the future. This is Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.